Hundreds of protesters turned out in the Philippines on Wednesday, angered over China's territorial claims in the South China Sea. They took their anger right to the Chinese consulate in Manila. This is just the most recent example of increased tensions between China and the Philippines and Vietnam over disputed areas that straddle busy shipping lanes. They may also contain rich resources of oil and natural gas. Joining me now to talk much more about the territorial conflict is Xiaohui. She's with the China Institute of International Studies. We want to welcome you to the broadcast. These things have a tendency to have kind of an ebb and flow to them. Can you talk about the dynamics? What would lead to a protest like this?
Well, it is obviously that Philippines is trying to adjust its approaches to strive for its islands and reefs in the South China Sea. And it is obvious that in recent years, the country has realized the fact that China is really firm in defending our sovereignty and territorial integrity. So that is what happened after the Huangyan Island incident last year. We noticed that China sent out more patrol boats to the related waters to strengthen the management on the related waters. And this year, when the country, Philippines, proposed to seize the so-called Second Thomas Renai Reef in the South China Sea, China also strengthened our approaches to defend our sovereignty. So this country realizes that it is quite difficult to seize more islands and reefs in the South China Sea, and the country believes that strength plays an important role in the disputes with China, and it is clear that this country cannot overweight China's strength. So we can see that the country turned to another approach, that is to use other ways to fight for its rights. And the first thing we can see is the internationalization of the South China Sea issue. And earlier this year, the country proposed the arbitration concerning the South China Sea issue. And in the ASEAN ministerial meetings, the country also tried to increase pressure on China. And this time, it fueled the protests. So we can see that Philippines has become a leading force in challenging China's sovereignty in the South China Sea.
Well, Xiaohui, thank you so much for joining us from Beijing. Thanks very much for your analysis.